chapter 16, verse 17. Are you familiar with that verse?
No.
Okay. I am going to just, you know how I do.
Yeah.
I like to I said that was Acts chapter 17, chapter 16 verse 17. No, I think it's Hebrews chapter 5. Yes, Hebrews chapter 5. It says, I'm going to start at Hebrews chapter 5 verse 5. So also Christ glorified not himself to be made an high priest, but he has said unto him, You art my son, today have I begotten you. As he says also in another place, you are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Now the reason why he called Christ a priest after the order of Melchizedek, because Christ became the high priest of the Most High, but he's also a king. Just like right here in Genesis chapter 14, the Melchizedek, he's the king of Salem, but he's also the priest of the Most High. When we read in the book further, we're gonna see the kings and the priests are two different offices. They don't. One person don't hold both of those positions, but Jesus Christ does, just like this Melchizedek did. He was a king of Salem, and he was the priest of the high priest of the Most High. Well, Jesus Christ is our high priest in heaven with the Most High, and he's also the king that's going to sit on the throne of David, right? So he's a priest and a king, just like Melchizedek in Genesis is a priest and a king. That's why he's a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. All right, so moving on. We'll keep it moving. So we just read, I'm going to read verse 20 again.
Okay.
He said, Blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered your enemies into your hand, and he gave him tithes of all. Now, some people going to try to see like, they're going to be like, some people run this verse like you're supposed to tithe everything. But that's not what they're saying. And I know this because of what the rest of the book says about tithes. This seems like right here it says tithes of all. It seemed like it would say you're supposed to give a tithe of everything you got. No. Tithes is food. And it's going to show us here, but you got to know the rest of the book to really understand what tithes is. Because you're not giving a tithe of all. You're not giving a tithe of everything. Tithes is and of course a tithe is a tenth, right? A tenth. So let me go ahead and show you just by reading this rest of this chapter. Verse 21. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons and take you the goods to yourself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. Save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion. So did you see that he spoke of what the people had eaten? Those men with them, with them. He said, verse 24. He says, he said,
only that which the young man have eaten.
Right. So that's giving you a clue to about what that tithe is. The tithe of all. Remember, the word tithe just means a tenth, but it's not a tenth of all, because all don't mean everything. Now I know you're thinking like, what? No. All don't mean everything. It depends on what you're talking about. He said, give you tithes of all, right? A tenth of all. Of all can be like if you, for example, let me give you an example. If I come into your room and I see, and you got a cooler of soft drinks, we going to a picnic. And I come in and you got some on the table, and I say to you, you say grab them drinks, and I see the cooler and I see the ones on the table, and you say take all of them. You ain't saying take everything in the room.
Right.
You saying you taking all the drinks.
Yeah.
You know, all the drinks. All can be all can mean everything depending on the context, but it also can mean all of a specific thing, like all of the drinks. Not everything in the room. It's two different things. It's not the same when you say take everything in here. Then that means say take everything in here. But if I'm coming to get drinks and you say, and I see some in the cooler, some on the floor stacked up, and I say, you know, what you want me to take? You're going to say take all of them. Grab all of them. That means grab all the drinks, not everything in the room. So that's, and I'm going to prove that. Now, again, I'm saying this to you. Now, you know my style is to show you. You know what I mean? And so, really, for me to show you about tithes, I really need to do a whole lesson on tithes to show you what it is. But like I said, we're going to be reading through the book. And as we read through the book, I'm going to be pointing out, and I'll say to you, remember I told you about tithes in Genesis chapter 14? And it didn't mean, you know, I'm going to point it out to you as we go through. All right, so we're going to stop Genesis chapter 14 right there. All right.